Hi Carol, Phil Beever here from the Wilderness Club. Just want to recap on your lesson this morning. So if we run through a couple of parts here, if we run through your swing here on the left, we can see as you take the club away, you do a good job here, quite a good takeaway. Nice set there, looks good at the top there, you know, and a good stretch. Left arm's very good, right elbow's great. If we compare that to this lady over here on the right, Sandra, we can see it, you and her at the same sort of position there. We're in a very good, solid, neutral position. Now this is where things just need to improve a little bit for you here, Carol. As you start down, we're going to see your arms tend to move on this red line. We can see they're staying, or your hands are staying very close to that red line. And what that's doing is making you bring the club shaft down slightly too steep. So we can see there, halfway down your downswing, that's where your shaft plane is, compared to this lady here on the right, where we can see when she comes down to this same angle as you, you can see her shaft is cutting through the top part of her forearm. So it's slightly flatter than yours. So we can see her line points outside of the ball, where we can see quite clearly that your line points inside of the ball. Now that looks fractions, but it makes such a big difference, because we can see that when you're coming through into impact, you can see where your club head is almost making contact with the ball, and it's right out the toe of the club, which is why we're getting some shots that ping off straight to the right. Okay, so we need to do two things. One, on the way down, if we look at another thing as well with yours as we come into impact, the lower half is very static. You know, this right foot's not really started to move. Your hips, knees and shoulders for me are still pointing almost where they were at setup, where if we look at this lady here on the right, she's got a scorecard in her back pocket. Keep an eye on her back right pocket of her trousers. As she's unwinding, we can really see that's rotating quite a lot. So when we come into impact, you know, I can see a lot of her left leg. We can see her pelvis is turned, and this right foot is starting to lift up. And then halfway through impact, where the club comes out, we can see she's definitely clearing her lower side a lot quicker than yourself. So let's explain. So if you lose the ball to the left, that's purely the fact that you haven't released your lower half. So your lower half, what I want you to do is turn it out of the way. So turn your left hip left is a good feeling. And if you leak the ball to the right, that's because your arms are being pulled across the ball. As we can see, yours coming into impact, your club head is working left far too quickly, and you're catching them out the toe. And we can see now the ball is shooting straight right. So if the ball goes over here, that's because your lower half hasn't turned. And if the ball goes straight right, it's because you're pulling across it. So from the top of your swing, Carol, we're going to think about turning our lower half. And then we're going to also try and swing out to the right. I put one of my little drills down in there. I put like a little ball here. And it just encourages you out to swing that way. You said you've played tennis or squash in the past. And again, just think of hitting a forehand smash. You know, you would be attacking the ball from the inside, going up that way, and your racket will be going away from you, not working left and across you. So I hope that makes sense. If you hit it left, lower half hasn't turned. If you hit it right, it's because your arms are pulled across it. And just work on them two things, and we should gel that in lovely. Thank you.